Welcome back everyone, and this will be a short anime manga haul. I picked up a couple things through eBay secondhand and also at half price books, and I wanted to showcase some of the things that I got. This haul is going to prompt me to update my spreadsheet. I keep a spreadsheet to track everything that I own. That way when I go in search of manga, I know exactly what I have. It's really useful. I would recommend it. I'll start with the manga first, and then I'll get to the anime. So I went to Half Price Books on a whim, and I actually found a good number of books that I was pretty happy to find. So first I found, this was kind of a whim purchase. Everything else here I'm more or less familiar with. This was mainly the main impulse buy. This is Secret XXX. I don't know how else you would pronounce that. It just says Secret XXX. This is published by Sublime Manga, and it is a BL, rated M. I think it's a one-shot. Yeah, I don't think it has other volumes. Basically about this guy who works at a pet store, and he really loves bunnies and starts getting a crush on one of the guys that goes to this pet store. I skimmed it in the store. I didn't read to the end because I didn't want to spoil myself. But the main character gets this kind of vibe that he really enjoys being around this guy as well. Like they have a connection with bunnies or something. And the reason I picked this up is because I feel like I read this online already, but I could not remember if I had or not. The whole bunny thing sounds familiar. I feel like I've read that plotline before. Maybe it was a different animal, but regardless, I was interested, so I decided to pick it up. I keep forgetting not to flip through the the yaoi because I may stumble across something that's not appropriate for YouTube. But yeah. I really went back and forth with this one because I couldn't remember if I liked it or not, if I had read it before. And one-shots are hit or miss for me. A lot of the time, they're just, the stories conclude so fast, they're not really worth keeping. But the art style in this one was cute, and I really liked the main character's attraction to the bunny rabbits. I thought it was cute. So, excited to read this one. This is my Meguru Hinohara. And this one I was excited about because I had been eyeing this a couple times on Amazon and through Crunchyroll. And I think I even saw this in person at Kinokuniya. The cover art is what really attracted me to it. I really enjoy this art style and like the coloring. This is Blood Night Market. I believe this is a vampire. I keep messing up my nails trying to film stuff. I was trying to take the sticker off, but wasn't dry yet, of course. But yes, this is vampire related. Vampires pretty much coexist with people in this universe. And our lead works with an organization that tries to prevent or shut down illegal vampire activities. And he meets this guy that's interested in his blood. I was interested in this one because it's a good mix of obviously BL, but it has action. So it's like a regular story with BL elements. It's not even labeled BL, which is interesting. But if you read the summary in the back, I'm pretty sure it is. I could be wrong. But it's rated teen and up, so there's nothing explicit in this one. It's purely story. And this is a series, so I'm excited to read the rest, or read this one and then see if I like it enough to get more volumes. But yeah. And this is by Chise Ogawa, published by Seven Seas Entertainment. Then I found Mardock Scramble, Volume 1. I read this a long time ago from the library, and I really enjoyed it. Or maybe I did. I think I did watch the anime, but I don't remember any of it. I do remember the manga, though. It was just very interesting, and I have always remembered its unique style. So when I saw this in the store, I decided to pick it up because I like to keep volume 1s of series whose art styles really interest me and are good for reference. As I flip through this, I'm trying to remember the plot. I think it had something to do with this. The main girl is like a special. I don't think was she a cyborg? She wasn't a cyborg, but it had something to do with her biology. But she had unique biology in this war, in this post-apocalyptic world. I forgot what she did, but I really like the art style from this artist. There was a lot going on from the series from what I remember, but she's a badass. She fights a lot. So this is a very action-y series. And yeah, I really liked it from what I remember. It's a short one, I think. It was only like 8 or 9 volumes from what I recall. Could be wrong, but it wasn't that long. This is by To Obukata. Oh, it's 2 authors. The manga is by Yoshitoki Oma. I'm assuming it was based on a novel, since it has 2 authors. And this was a Kodansha Comics publication. Next, I have Requiem of the Rose King. This is volume 3. I got this one primarily because I misremembered. I think I have to check my spreadsheet. I think I have volume 1 of this, but not volume 2. And I had thought this was the other one, another series that I own that has a kind of similar title, maybe not similar, but it had really beautiful artwork on the cover, which made me think of that one. I picked this up primarily because I thought I was getting one that I was missing, because the other series, I think I have volumes 1, 2, and 4, and I was missing 3. Regardless, I think I still have volume 1 of this one, so it's not a big deal. I'm happy to get 3, and then I'll just read 2 online, and then if I decide to keep going, if it's interesting enough. I actually don't remember what this was about, to be quite honest, so I'm not going to read the blurb on the back because volume 3 is going to just give me spoilers. And this is by Viz Media. Author is Aya Kano. Look at that artwork though. Can you blame me for picking up volume 3 even though I don't have volume 2? Okay, and then finally I found volumes 2 and 3 of Dogs, Bullets, and Carnage. This is by the author Shiro Miwa, which I actually follow on social media back in the day. I really enjoyed their artwork, and I actually read most of this series through the library years ago. I think this is out of print from what I've heard. I don't know. When I looked it up, it made it seem like it was. But I've been collecting this as I find them in stores. So the fact that I found 2 and 3 was really nice. I think I have 1, 5. I know I have more than 1. I just don't remember which volumes off the top of my head. But I know I don't have 2 and 3. So really happy to get this one because I really adore this person's art style. This was a Viz manga, and to be quite honest, I don't remember the plot. It was very actiony, but here you can kind of see the art style was just really cool. It was related to organized crime. I just don't recall exactly what their goal was, but again, would recommend just for the art style, or at least look up the art book for this artist. A great, amazing style. I think they actually worked on some anime too. So that is it for the manga. Let's move on to the anime. It occurred to me that Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles had a season 2. I didn't know that. I'd only seen parts of the first season when I was younger. So when I forgot what I was reading. I think I was on the Anime Collectors forum or something, and someone mentioned it. I was like, what? And I looked it up. Of course, it's out of print. It's not that hard to find, but the Blu-ray definitely is, and it goes a little more expensive than you would want to since it's a save release. But I was actually able to find it as soon as I looked it up. I think I got this for like $25, $30, which I don't think is too bad. 26 episodes. It was interesting because the listing that I found on eBay listed it as DVD, but the picture itself showed the Blu-ray case, so I took a gamble just to see if it would actually be the Blu-ray that I received. And yeah, it was the Blu-ray. So that's pretty cool. And the discs are all real. I checked the bottoms to make sure they weren't dark. So yeah, I'm pretty grateful to not have had to worry about getting the second season of this series. That was primarily a nostalgia buy just because the Clamp universe is one you really kind of have to know all the different parts to understand what was going on in the series you're watching. But anyway, while I was at Half Price Books getting all that manga, I also found this, Big Fish and Begonia. This isn't really anime, but I thought I'd showcase it because it was only $10, and when I looked it up, I learned it was Chinese animation. It just looked really good. It had really good reviews too, so cheaper than the Amazon price at the time, so I went ahead and picked it up just because. The last 4 are eBay purchases. Oh wait, I'm lying. There's one Amazon purchase in here, but I'll just start off with the first one. This is the Viridian collection of the original Fruits Basket series. It occurred to me not too long ago that I didn't own this, which is crazy because I love this series. Very nice, comedic, dramatic, makes you cry at times. very much a classic. I kind of do want to get the new one at some point, but this one just holds closer to my heart because I grew up with it. Also, the newer one is separated by parts, and I hate that. So maybe I'm hoping at some point someone will relicense it into a complete box set. That's my hope anyway. I think the parts are still up for sale, so maybe they'll go on sale at some point and I'll get them then. But I'm at least happy to have the original series. And this wasn't that hard to find. I think I only paid $30 for this. But here's the cases. I love these old school thin DVD case sets. Each disc has artwork on it. Each cover has art on the back. They just don't put that much effort into these sets like they used to. Except Aniplex, I guess. But you gotta pay an arm and a leg for it. So cute. There's Yuki. So yes, super happy, and all the discs were in great condition. The slipcover itself was in pretty good condition too, but I'm not too worried about the condition of that, so long as the discs play. Next, I did go ahead and purchase something that I've been eyeing for many years, and I just kind of never pulled the trigger on. This is Jubei-Chan, the Ninja Girl, Secret of the Lovely Eyepatch. I don't remember where I found the OST, but I do have a sound or song from this series, but I think it's the second season. And you can tell it's different because the second season's animation is a lot more modern looking. This is more of a classic 90s, early 2000s anime. This is pretty much a blind buy for me because I've never actually seen these. I watched maybe 1 or 2 episodes a couple weeks ago just to see if I really wanted to get it. And the song that I have on my music library that I listen to every now and again is the main theme, but I think it's the season 2 version of it. Still, it's really catchy. And this is basically a magical girl series about this girl who transforms into this ninja alter ego and kicks butt. I from what I read, it's supposed to be a parody of a lot of the old school samurai ninja action movies that were made in Japan. So if you watched a lot of those, you may get some references and inside jokes. I don't know if I will, but it's a comedy, so you know, comedies are always fun to watch. And this you can get pretty cheap on eBay still right now, and they're brand new. So I'm assuming because it wasn't popular. So if you're interested, definitely grab it while you can. The next eBay purchase is Shamanic Princess. This is something I'd also been eyeing for a couple years that I never pulled the trigger on, primarily because I heard it was kind of a magical series, but it's more of like a short OVA series versus a full-blown series, I think. Yeah, this is only 6 episodes. But I've seen GIFs of this online throughout the years, especially her transformation in front of the moon. Looks beautiful. So I kind of wanted to own this just for the animation alone. This was also really cheap to buy from eBay. I think Anime Works has a lot of releases like this where they got really niche series that a lot of people didn't care about. So copies, brand new, are still floating around out there. And I'm sure these retailers are trying to get rid of their stock. So I think I got this for like $10 with shipping included. So it's super cheap. Same with the Jubei-Chan. I got it pretty cheap. It's brand new. And there you go. Not much to talk about. But I am happy to have those in my collection. And then finally, this arrived today. This is Peacemaker Kurogane. It doesn't say the Kurogane part on here, actually. It just says Peacemaker. That must be what the English release called it. But yeah, I've only seen a couple episodes of this. My family hardly went to the mall outside of Christmas time. It just wasn't where we normally shopped. But the few times that we did go, I always visited the anime store that was there. And it was like a video store that had a very small anime section. And I remember buying like volume 1 and 2 of Fullmetal Alchemist, as well as volume 1 of this. And I did enjoy it. It was a nice little action shonen, but I never got to finish it because I never went back and they didn't have the other volumes. And I don't think the library had this either. But wow, it's got a lot of categories down there. Action, comedy, drama, historical, martial arts, supernatural. Yeah. It's kind of a very generic shonen. This kid is the protagonist, whose parents get murdered, and He goes on a quest for vengeance, starts to train as, I think, a samurai. I remember it being fun, at least the first few episodes. So I wanted to go ahead and get it before it went out of print, in case, I do really enjoy it. Love that art. I just like the art style of this too. I never looked up if it was based on a manga, otherwise I would have just read the manga. I'm sure it is. Most of these shonen are. But yes, I'm very happy to finally own this. This has always been on the back burner for me because I watched it as a kid, but it's one of those things that I didn't watch enough of it for it to stay in my mind that much. So it was only until recently that I decided, you know what, I need to just pick this series up so it can settle in my brain and I'll have it if I ever want to watch it. But that is everything that I got. Super exciting. A lot of classic anime. Let me go ahead and open this because I forgot to. This is Big Fish and Begonia. The discs are really pretty. And it's both the DVD and the Blu-ray, which is nice. Oh, wow. Okay, I think I'm going to enjoy this. That art is beautiful. Super cool. I'm excited to watch that when I have the time. But yes, that is everything that I bought. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Since I bought these, for the most part, secondhand, I'm not going to link anything, but I'll leave the names of everything that I got in the description if anyone's interested. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.